We are going a little higher, and I'm a little upset that I didn't go big. Matter of fact, I actually did a video about going big. So when given an opportunity and a platform, what do? What do I speak about? I tell people to dream big. So back in 2013, I did a video, and go ahead and check it out.
Now, it's a tight jobs market in the United States, especially for newcomers trying to find their way in, with half of last year's graduates still unemployed. The class of 2011 also appears to be facing a...
So, of course, I can let this go on and on and on. I'm sure this isn't the first time you've heard something like this. You know, there's reports everywhere saying that, oh, once we graduate, we're not going to be able to get a job, or whatever the issue may be. But I am here today to remind you that, or to inform you that 57% of you all said that you did not believe in the American dream. And you know what? That may be the class's opinion. But I certainly do hope that you believe in your dream. Today we're going to discuss a few things. It's going to be why you should dare to live your dream, why you shouldn't settle for less, and how just a few small steps can get you on the way to taking actions today. So, the reason why you should live your dream is very simple. You don't want outside circumstances, like the state of the economy, to determine whether or not you're successful. You have to go ahead and be proactive and take that action today. Why should the state of the economy really determine whether or not you get a good job or whether or not you can take care of your family? The Bureau of Labor and Statistics put out this report saying that education pays. But let's go ahead and have a review of it for ourselves. Show image. There we go. I mean, I guess it could have been out there a little more pretty, but let's get straight to the facts. Can we see what's going on here? We have a graph over here. It says that it's all based off of the different types of degrees. So we're all in undergrad, right? About to get a bachelor's degree. It says that the average bachelor's degree person making a week is $797. Okay, so that's where the Bureau of Labor and Statistics is saying that we'll probably end up being. Now go ahead, let's do the math on that. $797 times 52 weeks. Now I multiplied that by 52 weeks, so I was very liberal. So assuming that you went to work every week, every day of the week, assuming that there were no emergencies that came up, and everything was just perfectly for that week, you would have went and did 52 weeks. After you do that, that's $41,444. That's what the Bureau of Labor and Statistics is saying that we're going to be making once we get out. So, I say to you, why would you really want to risk your dream to settle for $41,000? Go ahead and hide that. Now, ARP put out an article of the top 5 regrets that people had when they were on their deathbed. And the number 1 regret was, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. So I'm here just reminding you all that the choice is ultimately yours. That you have the ability to take a look at where you're at, figure out where you want to go, and focus in on the steps in between. So I really hope that this isn't you on your deathbed wishing that, you know, you were actually true to yourself. If you're busy trying to be somebody else or doing other things that people want you to do, who's going to be being you? Alright, so please do not let this be you. Now, if you remember from our last conversation, I said that positive thinking was the best foundation for success. So if you expect great things, they will appear. So go on, identify what you want, do it, go out and get it. Now, I will admit that discovering what you want, it does take proactive effort. And it's a lot of trial and error. A lot of trial and error. But I promise you, once you figure it out, it's well worth the time invested into it. Now, so I also want you to remember you can take actions today. And I'm going to go ahead and read this because I think this life coach, Coop Blackson, said it best. He says, in the words of, it's those tiny actions that steps compounded over time that are the difference between success and failure. It's not the big things you do once in a while. It's the small things you do consistently that makes the difference. It may not seem to make a difference in that moment, but in the series of moments that lead to the fulfillment of your destiny, or perhaps not, the more consistent actions you take, the more your likeliness of succeeding increases. Life favors those that are consistent. The key is to take one action step in the direction of your dreams, no matter how small it is. The first step in front of you, it's usually the best action step you can take. It's the most powerful step. And I will admit, it is the hardest. And you know, many of us do not take it. But you owe it to yourself to follow your passion, to live life on your terms. Do it so you'll have the money, not just to live comfortably, but enough to take care of your family. And you know, those unexpected emergencies that come up without the pressure of, you know, money. So I want you to remember just one step. It's the first step which leads to the next step. And then after that, the momentum builds. And before you know it, you've taken 1,000 steps. So to fulfill your dreams, it's not just 10,000 steps. There's just one step, that same step, over and over and over. So simply start where you are, exactly as you are. Take the small action in front of you now, and before you know it, you'll be living the dream that you've always were destined to live. But this dream is no longer a dream, but it's reality. So don't forget what we talked about today. We talked about why you can't let outside circumstances to determine your future, how their ideal situation means that you would really be settling for less, and how you can get started today. So I love hearing success stories. I just heard one while I was preparing for this in the library. So I ask that you go ahead and you take that first step and then tell me all about it. Thank you.